Hi, this is Chris Sanders here at the American News Network, and I wanted to share something with you. I busted a story open probably about 2 months ago, and it was basically what's going on right here. This is LA Harbor. This is where most of our stuff comes from the United States, from China. So China will ship stuff here. I want you to see as we go over the Vincent St. Thomas Bridge, the problem is it's not just our border, it's the open lanes of shipping that go between us and China. I'm going to let you see what's going on, and it's massive, okay? These are massive amounts of containers that are coming here into the United States every single day, and then they go directly onto a semi-truck or onto a train, just like we're seeing here, not opened, and then shipped throughout our country. So my question is, could there be nuclear bombs in here? Could there be suitcase nukes in these containers? Could there be bioweapons? Could there be stuff to harm the United States? Even dead animals. There are a lot of things that we don't know, but just so you know, this is what we need to be prepared for here in the United States. We're about to go over the Vincent St. Thomas Bridge. This is the same bridge used in the movie Charlie's Angels. I don't know if you remember that movie. It's a beautiful kind of green Golden Gate Bridge that we have here in Long Beach, Wilmington, LA Harbor. But take a look as far as the shipping and the massive amounts of shipping. We have Korea, we have Japan. Every country has a harbor. But the shocking part is that, again, these goods are not inspected for nuclear cargo. They're also not inspected for fentanyl. And there could be a 5-gallon drum of fentanyl. And supposedly from the story that I busted, okay, there is stuff that is 50,000 times more powerful than heroin and fentanyl that they're importing here. And our doctors can't even recognize what it is. And we are dropping like flies. I don't think it's just the border. I actually think it's our shipping. And we need to control our shipping. There needs to be massive inspections. Look at all the cargo entering into the United States of America. We can't have all this cargo going unchecked, you know. And I want you to understand the size of Patriot missiles, the size of Shandong, Sarmat 2. They don't have to launch these things into our country if our country's just going to let them ship them here into the United States. Anyways, that's my spin on it, and I think it's very serious. I think LA Harbor, Seattle, Miami, all of our ports of entry need to be inspected and scanned for nuclear cargo, which they are not. This creates an open door to America to where people don't even have to shoot a missile into our country. They could ship one here. And so my question to America now is, how many missiles have been shipped here already? How many bioweapons have been shipped here already? Should we inspect all the cargo that China and Xi Jinping ships here? I think we should. And keep in mind, Xi Jinping just met Jackwagon Joe and Gavin Newsom out here. And those guys don't have America's interest at heart. In fact, they're the criminals of the United States. We darn well know it. And we can't have an enemy of the United States, which I'm calling China, the freedom to ship cargo into the United States without massive inspection. Second, they are violating every patent law in the United States. I'm talking about even when you open up containers and you see patents and products that are in violation of our trademarks, all the stuff needs to be seized and destroyed. And then those companies from China need to lose their rights to import and export stuff to the United States of America. If we do not do these things, we will not have a country anymore. And I want you to look at the massive size of LA Harbor. This is literally the open door. And this is why Xi Jinping came here. It wasn't because he likes us. Sure, he wants to seem popular. Be truthful here. Make your comment below. I can't stand Xi Jinping. He's a communistic dictator. I'm not judging the Chinese people, but for the freedom of all Chinese people, we need to get Xi Jinping out of office. Same thing for the United States of America. For the freedom of the United States of America, we need to get Jackwagon Joe out of office. He was not elected. We know it. His actions speak louder than words, okay? He has opened up our border. He has ruined our concentration in Afghanistan. We should have let those people into the United States. Instead, we're flooded with criminals from Venezuela. This administration is doing everything it can to dismantle the United States and to rob us simultaneously. When you look at Anthony Blinken, totally unqualified, Janet Yellen, totally unqualified, with John Kerry up there, Those are the cronies and the friends of Jackwagon Joe that have been in politics long enough to rob you and I. They need to answer for their consequences. We need to seize every single asset that they had, even based off his own rules. Jackwagon Joe said himself, if we find crack cocaine in your house, we're going to seize your house. Well, it's time for us to seize the White House. Furthermore, it's time for us to then prosecute him for his crimes, throw him in the brig, and establish our true president, who we all know is the president of the United States. We're all sick of it. I am in California, and there's not one person I've met that likes Jackwagon Joe. It's refreshing. I thought people out here liked him. I'm going into businesses, and guess who I'm seeing on television? And most of them. These are the people that have made it through the recession. These are the people that have made it through COVID and the lockdowns. They're all Republicans. Trump is who they love, and Trump is who we're going to get. There is not a contender out there, and in fact, we're going to see a massive decline in the Democrat Party. In fact, probably a total extinction of the Democrat Party should we get in charge of our election. Fact is, here's what we need. The last four of your social security number and your initials. You could say signature too, but until we have what is known as forensic accountability with our ballots, there's no way we'll have real people that we truly elected in office. All the other side has to do is put a phony batch of ballots in. Once those batches that are phony go in, there's no way to tell if they were real or not. And the Democrats have used these batches of phony ballots to completely sway the election in every case, whether that's their phony batches of mail-in ballots, and we can't have mail-in ballots at all. I'm sorry. It opens up fraud, and there's been too many cases of the wrong people voting for people. This has been discovered. Only the military, only people that are in certain areas have the right or should have the right to vote by mail. In fact, everybody else that can't, sorry, if you can't get there, you don't have that right. Furthermore, we need voter ID. We need to prove that you're a citizen. I would say this, the reason why I say Social Security card, and it makes a lot of sense for me and you, is because that proves that you're in the United States workforce and that you're paying tax dollars. Okay, and it's our workforce that should vote. People that don't work really shouldn't have the right to vote, nor do we have the ability to prove who they are. Now, I'm also, if you've never worked in the United States, yes, you probably shouldn't have the right to vote at all. You're a sponge, you're on general welfare, you're a ward of the state. But everybody that's ever had a job in the United States with the Social Security card, I don't care if you've even worked for a little bit, if you've contributed to the system, if you know the Pledge of Allegiance and you're a citizen, these are the requirements, and only if we have these requirements reinstated can we be saved. Again, we need to inspect all of the cargo coming in from China. What Xi Jinping was schmoozing our politicians for was purely so that he can just slide stuff in just like he's been doing. And guess what? I don't believe China and Russia when they say that they are not interested in taking over the United States. I think they're going to ship stuff in here, and they're going to ship so much stuff in here, and we're not going to know how it got into this country or how these bombs are going off. But I'm telling you, I just showed you how. They didn't have to send a missile when they shipped it. Just like all the drugs up in Vancouver, just like all the drugs in Los Angeles, this is how it's getting in here. It's getting in here through containers shipped through China, and in the manifest, somewhere in these containers hidden, is a chemical agent that is deadly to the United States of America. My name is Chris Sanders. Please like, please share, please subscribe, and spread this message far and wide on TikTok or any platform that you want, because I'm just trying to save you and I and our families that are here in the United States. God bless each and every one of you. Amen.